Are you ready?
Who are you?
I am the Borg.
That is a contradiction. The Borg have a collective consciousness. There are no individuals.
The Borg Queen is the Borg. I am the beginning, the end, the one who is many. The Borg that we've all encountered before are her functionaries, as far as I'm concerned. It's interesting, they're all kind of eunuchs in a way. I am the Borg. She seems to me to be the only sexual being in the midst of legions of drones. And they're her tools, her drones. Her obsession is power, and what her concept of perfection. That's what drives and animates and moves her. Your goal should be the same as ours.
Believing oneself to be perfect is often the sign of a delusional mind.
Small words from a small being trying to attack what he doesn't understand. There was a description of her in the script, which was that she was hauntingly beautiful, but really very frightening at the same time. And I think they accomplished that, which is quite a knife edge to walk, to create something that's enormously sort of attractive or compelling, put it that way, to look at, and yet very frightening. The Borg Queen was one of those characters that does something that as an actor I always hope will happen. And you never know whether it's going to happen or not, which is that she started to take on a life entirely of her own.
I wish to understand the organizational relationships. Are you their leader?
I was given 4 scenes, which is what she was in the feature First Contact. And as the elements of the character came together, I acknowledged with gratefulness what I was given by Scott Wheeler, who created her head, and Todd Masters and the whole design team that put her body together and the look of her, because those elements were immensely helpful to me in creating or finding who she was, as well as the work I did with Brent.
But the Borg do not evolve.
They conquer.
By assimilating other beings into our collective, we're bringing them closer to perfection. And out of it came this entity that is completely amoral,
Perhaps I should rephrase the
utterly
question.
without conscience.
I wish to understand the
I mean, I don't
organizational
think one could call her immoral because it's not an issue for her.
Somehow, I question your motives.
That is because you haven't been properly stimulated yet. All the questions that arise in a human being that has any kind of compassion or sense of justice or fairness or the right thing are simply irrelevant.
I understand that you have no real interest in me, that your goal is to obtain the encryption codes for the Enterprise computer.
That is one of our goals, one of many. But in order to reach it, I'm willing to help you reach yours. Power is what it's about for her. That is what motivates her. And issues of morality or conscience are of no consequence. And it was an extraordinary experience for me to play, to be allowed to get in that sandpit. Because if I met her, I would be horrified by her. But to be allowed to explore that imaginary space is one of the gifts that you're given as an actor. You can explore stuff that you wouldn't want to go near as a person. And it was very, very interesting to get inside someone that was that powerful.
He will make an excellent drone.
When I worked on the first Contact feature, it was an intensely exhilarating experience to know that you were working really with the people who were at the top of their field. You were working with the technology at its most perfect. It was very, very exciting. I mean, from beginning to end. I can remember when I went into the ADR studio to redo the dialogue, once the picture was complete, to be working in a space where what was being done with the soundtrack was as good as it gets. And that was really the experience from beginning to end. The CGI, the computer graphic imaging experience that I had in the making of the film, again, was cutting-edge technology. And here we are again, and it's immensely exciting.
Dana! Resistance is futile.
She became very fascinating to play. And what was interesting was when I repeated the role in the Voyager series finale, it became clear to me that there was a whole nother area of depth that one could go on plumbing with the character. So it was very interesting to be allowed to do it again. She remains to me an endlessly interesting character to play.
Must be something you assimilated.
What have you done?
I thought we didn't need words to understand each other.
You've infected us with a neurolytic pathogen.
Just enough to bring chaos to order.